about that.
We've got Jay King from The Athletic coming on a little bit later to talk Celtics, who just had a little bit of breaking news on the sell of that team. But we're going to start with some Nuggets and Lakers. Luka and his team. Look, oh, that's a ridiculous. All right. They took care of Denver 120-108. Luka finished with 31-9-7, 21 points in the first quarter. Reeves finished with 22-5-8. Gordon with 26. Luka's been great. Last night felt a little more sort of like a Luka game. Took over very, very early, mentioned the 21 in the first quarter, and then everyone else just got to go out there and be the best version of themselves. Chandler, when LeBron was going to be out for a bit, you said this is a great thing for Luka. Is this what you meant?
It is, and again, this is not that he needed to get confidence. We're talking about Luka Doncic here, the top 3 NBA players in the world. But when you're in a new city like this, a new market, you're house shopping, you have so much going on in your life. You're trying to fit in at first. You can tell he was being a little passive in the beginning. He was looking for others. He wasn't looking for a shot. Shots weren't necessarily going down either. He struggled, shooting the ball efficiently after missing that much time in Dallas with the calf injury. But this is the version that we're used to. This is the Luka that we know and that we love. And this is the Luka that he needs to continue to be when LeBron James is back in the lineup. And as good of a playmaker he is, he's a scorer. And he can go and get you 30, 40 points in his sleep every single night. So he needs to continue to be that version while getting everyone else involved. He's been doing a great job with Austin Reeves, letting him rock and continue to do his thing and see his numbers continue to rise. But I don't want him to get passive when LeBron James comes back, because this is the best version of Luka. This is the best version of Lakers. And LeBron has already said he's willing to do whatever it takes. He's willing to fit in. He's willing to do, be the guy some nights, be the third option some nights. He doesn't care at this point of his career. So this is the Luka I think we need.
Yeah, I don't think he's benefiting from LeBron's absence. Since he was traded to the Lakers, he's led them in every major statistical category. I was the guy that said LeBron James has been the best player on the Lakers, including when Luka Doncic is on his team. I may have been wrong since that trade, but yeah, he's gonna be Luka no matter who's on the floor. So him having the ball in his hands, him making plays for everybody else, setting the table for the entire team. This is nothing new for Luka. This is nothing new for him. This is what he's done his entire career. So having LeBron James out of the lineup is one thing, but saying that he would benefit from it, that's a completely different thing. Like he's had stretches where when he was in Dallas, when Kyrie was out of the lineup. Now he has LeBron out of the lineup. It's still business as usual. You still expect them to have chances to win games when you have Luka at the top of that.
I know.
Go ahead. When you play with a guy like LeBron, right? You don't want to step on any toes when you first get there. You want to fit in. You want to be the right. You want to be a
You'll
good
disappear.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he got a little caught up in that early, and then he was settling for these long, hard, not effective 3-point shot step back. So he wasn't doing what he did last night. He wasn't doing what he did in Dallas, which is fine. I think that's normal to try and fit in. It's like the new kid at the new school. He was trying to make everybody happy a little bit too much. But this is the version of him that I think benefits, obviously, him and this team.
So I know the standings are what they are, and the Rockets have played, I think, 2 games more than the Lakers have. They both have 25 losses. The Nuggets have 26 losses. Despite where they are right now, do you think the Lakers are the second best team in the West?
I think they're 2A and 2B with the Rockets. The Rockets have been consistent this entire year. They had some slippage coming out of the All-Star break where they weren't in second place. They allowed the Lakers to get there, but present day, they're right back in that position, and that's where they've been all season long. That's where they've been the most consistent. So I can't overlook the Houston Rockets and not say they haven't been impactful, haven't been the second best team in the West. But here the Lakers are, right back in the mix, led by LeBron James, led by Luka Doncic. Then you got Austin Reeves doing his thing, playing at a high clip. Like everything that's working for the Lakers right now comes on the heels of all 3 of these guys. But as far as their team collectively, are they the second best team? I would say they're 2A or 2B. It's going to come down to this last stretch of games, who's really the second best team, but Houston's been there and the Lakers have been there as well. So it's hard to say which one of the two is the legitimate second best team in the West.
The Rockets woke up, Chandler. For a second there, we thought, oh, they're just becoming kind of where they probably should have been the whole time, and now they've won 8 in a row. So
yeah, hey, listen, 8 in a row. I don't care who it's against. I don't care what it is in the season. That is a nice stretch, and you cannot take anything away from them. You cannot discredit them. These dudes are young. They're hungry. They're playing. They have the second best defense in the entire NBA. The second highest defensive rating. So these dudes do it. They can win games. We talk about how good the Lakers defense has been recently. The Houston Rockets have been doing it all season long. Even when they went through a couple of those droughts, they can defend, which means they can always win basketball games. So come down to the playoffs and the postseason, I still like the Lakers and the Nuggets a little bit better than them, just with the youth and the inexperience. But man, this team is tough. It's going to be a grind for anyone to have to play them in a 7-game series. And I just think that the inexperience of being there before is going to hurt them and really help the Nuggets and the Lakers. But the West is nice, man. The West is all jumbled up. It's going to be funny. We haven't even talked about the Grizzlies. We haven't talked about the Warriors, who are arguably another hot team in the NBA. So it's going to be interesting to see how it falls and what these first-round matchups are going to look like.
We can talk about the Warriors because the Lakers right now are in that 3 spot. If they stay there and things stay this way, they would have to play the Warriors in the first round. I have to believe that in that locker room, maybe they don't say it out loud, but you kind of want to avoid that first, don't you?
You can't avoid it. You can't avoid
have
it.
to. You got to get the second spot.
No, well, the best thing you can do is just be prepared for whatever. And I think that's what the Lakers have done a great job of doing. You see the stretch of games that they've had. They're ready for whatever, whether it's the Warriors, whomever. You line them up, they've been playing great basketball. And then the Warriors on the flip side have been playing great basketball. And these are 2 championship caliber basketball teams. You got a LeBron James-led team. You have a Steph Curry-led team. Both guys who have championships under their belt, and they're used to having rough schedules. They're used to going through adversity. They're used to going, like LeBron has started a lot of playoff series on the road sometimes. You know what I mean? And so that's not a new experience to him. Steph Curry, that's not a new experience to him. So when you put these guys together, they're not ducking anybody when it comes to playoffs and standings and all of these things. They're ready and they're prepared to match up and face off against anybody. So I don't think it will matter.
I don't want it to be the first. I want this to be
if you're the
later.
Lakers too, I think the objective was obviously to get the highest possible seed, but look below. If you get this 2 seed, congrats. You get a healthy Kawhi Leonard and James Harden and Norman Powell at the Clippers, or you get Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves, or they're starting to kind of figure it out with Julius Randle back in the lineup. So I think it's way too early to start trying to pick your matchups. I think it's way too early to start looking ahead in the seedings. But would this be an awesome series? Yeah, of course. They're 2 of the most historic franchises. Talking Steph Curry, LeBron James, like this would be unbelievable. Selfishly, I almost want it later in the postseason.
That's what I say.
But this would be incredible. But again, I'm with Lou. I think it's too early for the Lakers to start trying to pick their matchups and stuff, because that can end up haunting you.
I feel like we feel that way. Like, I don't want this in the first round. This needs to be later on in
You
the
got
series.
a lot of great matchups either way, though. So yeah, we can save it for later. But let's not forget how the season started for both of these organizations, right? Both of them. Go ahead, Chandler.
And by the way, don't look now, but the Suns are in the 10 spot. So can you imagine them getting to the 7th spot? Then we got KD versus LeBron.
You keep falling for them. You got to let this one go.
It's trick dice.
It's
trick dice.
I'm looking at the standings. They are literally in the 10th seed right now.
No, I see that, but it's been a whole season of letdowns and disappointment. Like, it is what it is.
I mean, and the Mavs are gifting it to them as they're not playing guys that are doing it. But I mean, my God, they are here. Lou, we've been on them for 2 years. I think we're officially off them, but they're gonna have a chance. They're gonna have a chance to get in.
Honestly, I have more confidence in Sacramento. I like Sacramento in the spot that they're in with the guys that they're playing. Like, it's just a different vibe check with these guys. You know, Beadle and I, we always talk about vibe checks. How does it feel? It feels like the Sacramento Kings are trying to put pressure on that 8 spot right there. I don't know. If the Suns win a game or 2, yeah, they're going to go from 11 to 10, but then they go from 10 to 11. That's a team that should have a guaranteed playoff spot. So having them in this conversation, yeah, they could be some wedding crashers, but right now, I don't know.
I mean, I guess I do understand the theory that if they get there, that a Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal series may just all of a sudden be a little bit more unknown. It's just that it's just been so disappointing. It's very hard to get excited about it right now.
Agreed.
We might be wrong. Jokic and Murray, of course, didn't play in this one. They still both dealing with some nagging stuff. So I guess that conspiracy about stars come back in LA is dead. Lou, you're our conspiracy guy.
That's why we shouldn't listen to the internet.
Yes, we should.
That's why we shouldn't listen to the internet. You know, listen, guys love to play in LA. Guys love that environment. It's a great basketball gym. Great place to get off and have big games, but you don't want to be the guys that come back against a high-powered team like this and try to ease into a basketball game. Like, that's really the goal. When you're hurt and you have some knickknacks and some things, you want to have a game where you can kind of ease in and come in and try to do your thing and catch a rhythm again. That's not going to be the case if you come back against the Los Angeles Lakers with the way that they're playing right now. You know, so if they have legitimate injuries and they need more time, this wasn't the game to come back for sure.
Fair. That's fair. Conspiracy, done. I hope everyone saw this game. And if you didn't see the whole